Good morning, everyone. So I am at the airport right now, about to fly to DFW because I actually have airport standby today, and I have not done an airport standby shift in probably a few years. Okay, I feel like right now is a good time to explain reserve assignments because I feel like I haven't talked about this in a while. When you're on reserve, the day before, if you want to fly, you can bid for specific trips and hope that you get one of them. If you don't get one of those, and if enough people don't bid, then occasionally crew scheduling will automatically assign you one of the trips that's left over, but to be honest, that doesn't happen very often. The next thing that you could get is an at-home call shift, and these shifts are usually 12 hours long. For example, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. or like 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And when you are on call, you get to be at home or out doing whatever you want as long as you are in base, but you do have to make sure that you have your phone on you at all times and that you are ready to answer the call from crew scheduling. And then once they do call you, you have 2 hours from the time of that call to get yourself to the airport and signed in for your trip. There are certain bases like New York, for example, where you have to cover multiple airports like JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark. And for bases like that, you do have 3 hours to get to the airport, but like me, based in DFW, since I only have to cover that one airport, I just get the 2 hours. The other kind of assignment you can get is airport standby, and this is basically a call shift. However, instead of being at home, you are at the airport. And these shifts are shorter. They're usually 4 to 6 hours long. However, I always get the 6-hour shift. And the reason why we do airport standby is to cover last minute things. For example, if a crew goes illegal and they can no longer work the trip or the sequence that they're on, you are a fresh crew, you are fresh legality wise, so you can go and cover that flight for them. Or if there's like a flight attendant that gets sick and has to call out and they need someone to cover that flight like right away, you're available to do that. Or I mean, anything really could happen. Like what if a flight attendant got a flat tire on the way to the airport or something? You are just there for last minute stuff. Sometimes you'll even be called to just board a flight, but potentially not even go on the trip. Like if a flight attendant is stuck in traffic and they call crew scheduling and say, hey, I'm really sorry, I'm on my way to the airport, but I'm going to be late for my sign-in. Sometimes what they'll do is they'll send a standby flight attendant in so that way you can have like the legal minimum crew on board. So you can board the passengers and have an on-time departure. And then once that original flight attendant gets on board, you guys will swap and then you'll be off of that flight. So yeah, off the top of my head, those are all of the different types of reserve assignments that I can think of. I'm at the airport now. The flight was only an hour and 25 minutes. I'm actually here, I want to say an hour before I'm even required to sign in. So now we just have to wait and see if I get a trip or not. When I do have to sit here on airport standby, a lot of the times I like to read, I'll watch TV shows. I'm just gonna chill and wait and see what happens. Now, most of the time while on airport standby, I get called for normal, typical domestic trips, or I don't get called at all. But every once in a while, I will get called for an amazing destination. Some of the coolest destinations that I have ever gotten off of airport standby are Narita, Japan, Honolulu, Hawaii, Santiago, Chile, and London. But in today's vlog, crew scheduling did not call me. Update, it is 7:07 p.m. and I did not get a trip today. So I just booked a hotel room for the night and I will see you guys when I get there. Here is home sweet home for the night. Just this cute little hotel room. We have the 2 queen size beds. Oh, that's cool. Look at that picture right there. But anyway, over here we have a desk and a TV, a full length mirror, and then we have the bathroom through here. For dinner tonight, I have Torchy's tacos being delivered. I'm so excited. I love Torchy's. But the reason why I got this hotel room is because Tiffany was flying tonight and my friend Amara was flying tonight, so obviously I couldn't stay with either of them, and I am on call for 2 more days after this. So technically I could have flown home tonight and then immediately flown back tomorrow morning, but oh my gosh, that would have been just so exhausting. So instead I just got a hotel room for the night so I can get a full night of sleep, and that is just what you have to do sometimes as a commuter. Yum! I always get the steak fajita tacos from Torchy's, and they gave me a giant bag of chips on the side. I was not expecting that. I did order a bag of chips, but I wasn't thinking it was going to be this much. But anyway, that is awesome. And while I eat that, I think I'm going to watch the last 2 episodes of the latest season of You, or I'll watch the latest episode of The Handmaid's Tale. Maybe I'll stay up and watch both. We'll see. I just took a shower and now I'm getting ready for bed. to sleep tonight. I am wearing my Athena t-shirt, the goddess of wisdom. I got this when I was in Athens. Anyway, that is so irrelevant to what I am talking about. Can you tell sometimes that I have ADHD? Because I definitely can. Anyway, what I was going to tell you guys is I just took a shower and now I'm getting ready for bed. I will probably read for the next hour or so, but I'm wondering if I'll get a trip from crew scheduling maybe overnight, because I did put in some aggressive bids. What an aggressive bid is basically a request to crew scheduling saying, hey, I know that you guys have me on call tomorrow from this time to this time. For me, I am on the call period from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. tomorrow night. But basically, it's my way of saying, hey, crew scheduling, here is a list of all of the trips that are possibly available for tomorrow, and this is exactly what I want to work. So if you could pretty please call me for one of those trips, I would greatly appreciate it. That's why it's called an aggressive bid, is because you're already on call, but you're kind of like aggressively telling crew scheduling, this is exactly what I want to fly. So like, if you could please call me for one of these, that would be awesome. And so what I put aggressive bids in for are all of the all-nighter flights tomorrow night. So that way I will just have the day tomorrow to like chill, do whatever, and then all night tomorrow I'll fly, and then the day after tomorrow I'll be done with work early and I can immediately commute home. Because what I really don't want is for them to give me a trip tomorrow that gets back the second day too late in the evening for me to commute home. So we'll see what happens, but in the meantime, like I was saying, I'm going to read my book until I fall asleep. Right now I am reading Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, and I am enjoying it now that I'm about halfway through. It did take me a little while to like get into it and to get invested into the story. It follows Hayden and Alice, who are two writers who are competing for this opportunity to write an autobiography for this lady Margaret. She was this really big celebrity who has basically become a recluse, and like no one's heard from her in 20 years, and she needs help from an author to write this autobiography about her life and like tell the truth of her story. And these two people are competing for the job, and they're like interviewing her, so it's like going through Margaret's story. There's a little bit of a mystery there too, and then there's a little bit of a romance between the two journalists who are competing for the job. I definitely like the journalistic aspects to it, because if you didn't know, I did major in journalism in college. I used to want to be a news anchor, and although that never happened, I do kind of feel like I get to be my own anchor now in a weird way. I'm still on camera. I get to tell my own stories through my YouTube channel. So I am going to read and then hopefully knock out and get a lot of sleep, because I really need it, and I will see you guys tomorrow morning. All right, you guys, so it is currently 2:41 p.m. I have not gotten called for a trip yet. I was able to get a late checkout from this hotel, thankfully, but that is at 3 p.m. So right now I am just packing up my room, and this sounds crazy, but I'm actually going to head to the airport, one, because I have nowhere else to go, and then once I am there, I'm going to waive my call legalities, which is basically where instead of crew scheduling having to give me 2 hours to get to the airport, I'm going to waive those legalities and let them know, hey, I am already at the airport. Like, if you need me to cover anything, I'm already here. Please give me a trip. So maybe that way I will get something and I won't have to get another hotel room tonight, because I do have one more day on call tomorrow. This morning I worked out, ate complimentary breakfast, and then I decided, well, since I'm already here, I'm just gonna lock in and get a lot of work done. So I did a lot of editing and YouTube stuff, and now it's time to go. I'm sorry this vlog has not been very adventurous or exciting, but you guys, I always promise to keep it real with you all and to really show you what it is like as a flight attendant. And as of right now, this is my reality. Like, this is what's going on. Not every day as a flight attendant is adventurous and flying off to exotic destinations. Sometimes it's kind of boring. It's just like this. It's sitting on call, but I try to be as authentic with you guys as I can, especially for those of you who are watching my channel and are thinking if you want to become a flight attendant or not. I think it's really important to give you as much of an accurate depiction of what the job is really like that I possibly can. So with all of that said, I am going to finish packing up all of my stuff and go to the airport, and then we'll just see what happens. All right, you guys, so my persistence of doing the aggressive bids finally paid off, and I just got called for a trip. It's an ODAN, which stands for on duty all night, and we just have one flight tonight, and it is from DFW to Lubbock, Texas. I think that's how you say it. I've never been there before. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm just so glad that they finally gave this to me, because I was honestly starting to get concerned that I wasn't gonna get a trip. So anyway, I am heading over to that gate now, and I will catch up with you guys later. Okay, you guys, I just got to my hotel room. Oh my gosh, I am so tired. It is currently 11:04 p.m. Really quick little room tour. We have the 2 beds right there. There's a big desk over there with a window. We have the TV, a lamp, all that good stuff. There's this big guitar picture right there. That's cool. And then we have the bathroom in here. So we did have a maintenance delay. We had to take off about an hour and a half after our original departure time. But you know what? I always say I would much rather get where I need to go safely and wait rather than taking a risk of going and not being safe. But anyway, this type of trip is what we call an ODAN, which stands for on duty all night. And basically the legalities of this trip are different than a normal trip because it's pretty much like working an all-nighter turn, except you get a break in between. Like right now, I have a few hours here to sleep before I have to go back to work. And I want to say it's like you work the last flight out of the night and then you work one of the first flights back in the morning. Like that's usually how ODANs work. But this trip is really funky because the original flight from DFW to Lubbock was on a different aircraft and it only required 3 flight attendants. But then they switched planes and then hence they needed a new flight attendant, and that's where I came in. So tomorrow I actually am not working with the crew that I came in with. I'm working with a different crew. It's not a deadhead. I am like 100% working the flight, but then the rest of my crew, when they get back to DFW, they're doing a Guadalajara turn out of DFW on a different aircraft that they don't need me for. So I don't really know how it all happened. Honestly, I'm too tired to figure it out. All I know is that I am working the flight tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and my van time is at 4:30 a.m. So I am going to get ready for bed as quickly as I possibly can and get a few hours of sleep. Good morning, everyone. Wow, I think that is the quickest I have ever gotten ready for work. I have my alarm set for 4, woke up, it is currently 4:15 and I am ready to go. But to be fair, this morning I rolled out of bed, I washed my face, I put my uniform on, and I just need to get all of my stuff together and then I am out the door. As tiring as this is, I'm really grateful that I got this trip because once we get back to DFW, it'll only be around 7 a.m., maybe 7:30, and then I can catch a flight at 10 a.m. home to Denver. So I will be home early in the day, which is so nice in comparison to potentially being home later tonight or even tomorrow. I won't lie, yesterday I was starting to get a little frustrated and discouraged just because it's hard to be away from your family for work for one thing, but it was like really hard being away from them and just like trying to stay busy, trying to get trips and like not getting work. I was like, oh my gosh, I just, like give me work. Like I want to actually fly and get my hours in. I'm already away from Eric and Luna. So I wanted to work and I just wanted to get some hours in and just make it feel like my trip had a purpose to it, you know? Whereas when I lived in base on reserve, I wouldn't care at all if I flew or not. But now that I'm a commuter, it's important to me. I'm gonna head downstairs now, but like I mentioned, we have the 2 flights today. I have my working flight from Lubbock back to DFW, and then I will commute home from DFW to Denver. Miss Luna, hi, what you doing, sweetheart? I missed you. I'm home from my trip now and I still have 2 more days before I go back on call, so I'm trying to just like savor every single moment that I have at home. But before I conclude things, I want to give a shout out to Natalie for sending me like the coolest package to my PO box ever. There is this bookish event called a Polycon and there's like a lot of different authors there that do signings and it's this whole event. Anyway, I couldn't go this year because I was working and I was really bummed because one of my favorite authors, Penelope Douglas, was going to be there. But But Natalie was able to attend a Polycon, and she bought a copy of one of my favorite Penelope Douglas books. This is the first book that I ever read by her, Birthday Girl. She waited in line and she had Penelope Douglas sign this book for me. Isn't that just absolutely incredible? Thank you, Natalie. This is so generous of you, so kind of you. Like, I can't believe you thought of me. This is just, I am blown away. This is so nice of you. Thank you. And thank you for the other items in the package that you sent me too, like the bookmarks and the stickers. Like, it is all just amazing. Thank you. I have a busy day today. I'm actually going to get my hair done, so you guys will see my new hairdo in my next vlog. But thank you everyone so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, please give me a big thumbs up, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe because I would love to see you again in all of my future content. I hope that you're having a fabulous day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!